This is Fade to Silence. We're on Xbox One X, but the game is actually not Xbox One X enhanced. So this is a very interesting, perhaps sort of a little bit buggy type title. So in this, when you first start, you get two choices. You get one, there's more casual play. You get unlimited lives, you get to do what you like, and you just kind of get to play it. You can't earn Xbox achievements, so obviously I opted for the other mode, which is the survival truest version of this game. And yeah, you get a limited selection of lives, and then it's permadeath. So when you die, like you permanently die, some of the things you've done will carry over, some of your like permanent skills and unlocks, and that's kind of interesting. So it's sort of, I don't know how to describe, maybe like a rogue light in that sense that you're building towards better things. The game is really difficult. It's tedious, it throws you right into the mix without really letting you know anything. I spent like 15-20 minutes looking for sticks on the ground because it wouldn't really let me know what I was looking for or where, and yeah. So anyways, we're going to start by showing off. We got like an inventory here. I put most of my stuff in my stash. There's a crafting system which really isn't too amazing. You don't even get basic supplies like axes. You actually have to go and find salvage materials and everything in the world. This is the kind of inventory boons and blessings to upgrade things. Apparently you get like a wolf kind of thing going on, like a sled, and then you can have that going on. So you can go to the fire, you can kind of sit and rest. If you get health potions like I have, they very slow acting. And kind of like the combat, they're very cumbersome. So the game actually has some really neat mechanics to it, which I did like. You're playing as this lead character here. Your daughter, I don't know where she's run off to, is joyful. She's kind of round. You're dealing with corruption. This is one of the guys I collected. You go and you do missions, and well, they're not really missions. They're just like dynamic world events. And then you collect followers, and you can have them do tasks, and you can build things. So this is kind of our home little base. You respawn up there if you die. I've died a couple times in silly ways. I don't even think the one health potion works. The one on the left hand side, I had some of those and it didn't heal me at all, so whatever. That's the outline to a hut. So there's actually a really cool building mechanic. So you can build a bunch of different buildings. I had enough resources, but for some reason, I'm assuming the AI did it. It kind of like auto used my firewood for the fire, and they're burning all of it. So I don't have any to build the houses that I had stuff for. You can also put add-ons in too to kind of mix things up if you want to make your construction things a little bit more intense. Great, so you probably noticed I don't have a lot of things. That's because the game is really tedious and hard to play. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of tiring, to be honest. I don't want to invest too much time in this because every time you it's so easy to die. And what is that kid doing? You can also bring out your followers on expeditions if that's something you want to do. You'll notice in the top left my health and my stamina. So you got a stamina bar. It doesn't last very long. Kind of show that off for combat here. So a lot of the swings do that. Enemies take a lot of damage. You can kind of do a heavy swing. There's a roll mechanic, but your stamina will run out. It does reload pretty fast, so that's good. You'll notice my top bar, the ice has come across it, so my health can't go there. I actually have to warm myself up. I was just chilling by a fire, so I don't know why it's not all good to go. But yeah, so you get this actually really lovely sort of looking environment. I think the game does look pretty good. There's bits of pop-in, but there's some neat sort of mechanics. The snow deformation technology is actually really well done in this. We're not seeing it here, but when we get to certain surfaces where there's like a deeper snow, yeah, you can kind of see the cuts in it and stuff. I think that's really well done. There are some performance dips, even though we're on the 1X. You gotta remember this is not enhanced, so those are gonna be worse on the base console. You got like a sort of special vision. If you kill like certain deer things, you can unlock new hunting grounds. These are little corruption spout areas, so we're gonna hopefully deal with that. Well, things not gonna kill us. Gonna keep our fingers crossed. And you also have this like thing that's taunting you the whole time, this mystical beast, and he's kind of like, ha ha ha, things are going bad for you. And yeah, that's kind of an overarching thing. There's like this hidden mystery technology thing that's going on, so that's in the backdrop of your mind. We're going to head over to, I believe this was the salvage area. And we're going to go and get some resources. So there are events, you kind of get the exclamation points or like where things are going on. Certain resources. Fairly large map, you know, there's quite a lot to go and do and weird keep things and stuff like that. There are lots of little tiny like bug kind of things in this as well. And what was, oh, what is going on? What is that thing? I don't know. I think it's like a ground thingy. I don't want to deal with it. Oh, there's another thing over here. We'll go cleanse that one too while we're in the area. So you can see usually your markers, there's like freak blizzards and stuff that go on in this. What are we getting bombed here? Anyways, freak blizzards can come in, you have to get cover or else you kind of like freeze to death and stuff. It's just like a very dynamic sort of experience as you're moving along in this place. And again, I think the visuals are pretty good looking in this. The combat is like ultra cumbersome though. It feels very awkward when you're running into things. It's definitely a post-apocalyptic type world because you're sort of discovering this mystery of the past, and you see that as a thing here. Just in regards to what's going on there. Some of the old structures. Come on, I want to search this. Oh, give me a break. I think, yeah, I died. So you can die pretty easily, and then you know you're kind of out of luck if you die too much. Yeah, and this little ass shadow guy's like, oh ho ho, your fire is extinguished. But there's the other mode if you just want to play it more casually, but then you can't earn achievements, and I don't know. Just kind of crazy. The voice acting isn't very good. Oh, I think I'm dead. I don't know. You can sometimes skip stuff as well if you don't want to deal with it. And that's always exciting. Oh, look at that. Part of the game for sure. It's very unforgiving. The environment, the wolf sled, like I mentioned, is pretty cool. You kind of sled around in it. And the more survivors you get, the more kind of dynamic options you have. Like there's different huts there. It's like butcher huts and stuff. And I guess maybe it's a game of learning from your mistakes and getting better at it. It's just a very harsh, unforgiving game. And there's a certain level of repetition that kind of bothers me. Trusty wolves. And yeah. And then you get the cutscene dead again. And I guess you actually get to see the start of the game. Because it just replays. I personally hate games like this. It's not for me. I can see some might really like the survival techniques of it. I like some of the concepts of the game, I really do. They're very neat. Even some of the visuals, elements of this are very impressive. It's just, I don't know. I really, like, why am I having to do the tutorial again? It's very unappealing to have to play this kind of experience where it's like, okay, you died, you suck, you have nothing. And I know some people really enjoy that sort of, I gotta throw in that, the Dark Souls-esque styling, but I think it's kind of stupid, and this one takes it perhaps a little bit too far, because it's so tiring to do anything. Like, why would I have to do, like, the whole opening cutscene again? It's like a weird mix of life. You gotta get to see this stuff. So I gotten better at the enemies. You kind of do, like, an aim thing. And this is, like, legit how it works. Oh, is it stuck? I can't move. Anyways, you kind of like attack, and then you roll back. And then you roll back. You should never do the heavy hits. They're great, but you're just kind of gonna get killed. And this is really just like sort of the combat. It's kind of like just, you know, taking your time and sort of going back and getting a couple hits in. If you get them in like a group, they're pretty overwhelming too. I don't care so much because this is like the tutorial type setup you have to replay, but it's a good way to kind of see how the game starts, I guess, in that regard. But yeah, we lost our stuff. We've got to redo things. We've got to research and discover, and yeah, it's very unkind. I don't find this particular style very appealing. I did not have fun with it in regards to playing this game and kind of moving through it, because you know, you're just sort of losing it all and then having to restart. And I don't know. I don't like that element of having to replay things or experience things again that I've already experienced in the game. I think it's kind of stupid. Like, pointless death is also kind of annoying. Nice, so we got a mash a cleanse here. So yeah, there's some choices involved too. In regards to what happens with the followers, you can kind of take them in, you can leave them. You gotta manage food and stuff too, otherwise you're going to have problems. Oh yeah, there's their kid. Some of the dialogue is just like really bad in this. It's like stunted and kind of awkward. And they express a lot with their hands. You can't see it in real life, but I'm putting my hands up and I'm expressing just like they do in the game. Very serious. I don't think he does it as much in this cutscene, but when he's talking to the Jin guy, he's like, hands up, hands in the air. So many hand movements. Okay. Yeah. So now we're back here, and we've got nothing again, so that's just absolutely depressing. A slow healing potion. I don't know why there's the need to redo the tutorial type area over and over again. See the inner vision, you can see all this stuff everywhere. And like literally I've lost all the progress I spent, and it just kinda, you do that over and over again, and I guess maybe you get a little bit further each time, and this type of experience will be appealing to some individuals, but like myself, I don't really care for it. Especially when you can die so ridiculously and it takes forever to get places. There are neat little scene things, I'm assuming. Yeah, that's here too. And then you can investigate that, and then it does a whole demon type thing, and you can search and you grab some essence and stuff. And then you get some spiel from this monster thingy. So to my map coverage, yeah. I don't know, it's just kind of like, you see what I mean after playing it a few times through? You're like, ugh. Well, not playing through the game, because obviously I die and lose everything. But, you know what I mean? It's just like, what's the point? And I mean, some people will really like this grueling style of play. You're gonna feel that type of challenge in this. And I imagine there's a certain point where it's like, oh, gameplay's all casual and stuff like that. But still, you can die so many times, and then it's just completely pointless. Moving past that, though, there is the more casual gameplay if you just want to experience the story and everything like that. But then you're not really getting what they were trying to put out, if that makes sense. Like, I think it kind of defeats the purpose of what they were going for. Yeah, the firewood. Sometimes you find it. I think it's like some of the blue stuff. Most of the blue stuff seems to be like plants. That's a primitive arrows and stuff like that. Oh, there's the firewood. Get back here. I don't know, it's just kind of like an awkward, slow, cumbersome combat. And look, I'm basically dead already. And you can see how the health kind of potion I have, the slow draw, it has the slow heal effect. It's actually quite quick compared to other stuff. But I mean, there's a neat sense of survival, because, well, everything's trying to kill you. But also, like, the random blizzards and the varying weather effects, I think, are kind of a neat touch. I really like the concept of this. I just don't really like the execution of it. Again, there are some, like, issues and stuff that pop up, and I don't know. I was hoping for something a little bit more out of what this is. Let's grab that nourishing shard. I don't think we can really craft anything right now, but I'm gonna... Oh, we can. Okay. Break firewood. Make a torch. That's cool. I also have things like a survival book that will kind of teach you stuff about the game. And you can manage your followers. if you have any, but you know. And you can have them go and do stuff, and again, you can bring them out on the expeditions with you, so that you can work with them. I should also mention that the game does have an online co-op option, so you play with 2 players, but I've heard it's perhaps a little bit buggy. There was an update today, which was like kind of the day before launch, which I'm not sure what exactly it fixed. The game itself actually wasn't loading for me at all, so until this update came out, and then I've been trying to throw in some time on this one. I don't know, it might have been like a preview issue too. You never can tell these days, right? But yeah, now we're breaking this thing down. Oh no, we're not, because this thing is killing me. Get a defensive attack here. I'm gonna die from this thing. And that's really how it goes. I mean, you could die like literally at any point. There you go. Let's finish this off. Yeah, stumbling around in the blizzard will kill you. Whatever. Again, you're seeing that freeze meter in the top left. I think the HUD's kind of clean and it shows off everything you need. You got your compass there with sort of locations on the top of it. The right-hand side, you can see your health deteriorating as you slowly die in the cold. That helps a lot. And you can see the food meter and stuff like that. Ooh, salvage, nice. The bottom left has... I guess I can craft, I don't know, a fiery torch. Oh, no, I don't got enough resources for that stuff.
Bicycles are beautifully cold.
Yeah, but there's a blizzard, which is not great. Why are you not lighting my world? Oh, that's not it. Crap. Oh, the blizzard's ended. That's good. Or is it just beginning? Yeah. So you're just kind of seeing how that's altering the world and what it does, and how my health bar keeps freezing up. Ideally, you'd want to go to like a safe place, and you'd wait out the storm. But I was kind of doing something, so you know, whatever. The cold will just have to wait, because I'm like Elsa, and I totally let it go. You will freeze in this blizzard. I thought it just said the blizzard was ending. Anyways, we can watch me freeze to death, and then that'll go on. That should be fun. And yeah, so you see how I was able to perhaps craft and break into the environment. Oh, I'm dead. And then you get to resurrect, and oh, so now the fire torch, now the torch comes on, eh? And then it turns up as I fall on the ground. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and I noticed the rest and recover, that one's kind of just like, there's lots of little glitchy things that are going on in the game in regards to like certain mechanics and stuff, and it just doesn't quite seem to have the polish that it should have. But at least you can write in the snow. Really, the snow deformation technology, I quite like when they do this in games. I think snow is often something that is you know, left aside a little bit too much in development. Some games have been doing a really good job of it. Kind of gets like an ultra weird white look too. I can tell you this right now. I live in like a very frosted snow kind of climate, and it never looks like this. Oh, that's interesting looking. I don't think I've ever looked up and saw that, or really even cared. Huh. Oh, clouds move. That's lovely. See, I always, you know, I'm usually like the cloud guy, and I just didn't even think about the clouds in this game. I was too busy trying to survive, I guess, and I wanted to see new things, so I'm a little disappointed. So I guess it's the frost over from the snow thing. Oh, it was hilarious. The kid, she was doing snow angels on the ice. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. You wouldn't do that. But yeah, this is Fade to Silence. I'm not really a fan of it. I think it could use a little bit more work. It's alright though. I think the visuals are pretty good. You get a really lovely sort of draw distance going on here. Weird monsters. I mean, if this is your type of thing where you got to do this like hardcore survival stuff, I mean, you're probably going to enjoy it and like the experience. But other than that, I think it's really kind of inaccessible for most. You can play the other mode where it's more casual, but then you're not earning achievements or anything. And I think that's kind of defeating the purpose of what this game aims to bring and provide, which is the survival thing. I think maybe it needs more of a balance between the two options or something. I don't know. That's basically the game. Go out there and break some things and try to live and try not to die. Otherwise, you lose everything you work towards, no matter how far you've gone across things. And yeah, maybe you'll have better luck surviving the hostile world than I have.